Cincinnati family. My name is Unique Avery and I am a Community Engagement Specialist in the Department of City Planning and Engagement. And I would love to welcome you to our very first Community Engagement Training module. I'm super excited to share updates regarding community engagement happening here at the City of Cincinnati. I promise that this training will be brief, but it will be informative. So let's go ahead and get started. As many of you know, the City Manager's Office, the Department of City Planning and Engagement, and city staff serving on an internal working group spent over 2 years working with community partners, organizations, and members of the public to craft the newly released Community Engagement Policy. Through their commitment, time, and effort, an established plan of action was finalized, and the city's Community Engagement Specialists drove the work to the finish line through the final policy and resource website design. For more information on our early work, please visit cincinnati-oh.gov/engage. During this process, community engagement specialists were out in the field talking, listening, and learning with the community to understand their experiences with local government and what vision they have for a stronger engagement practice. After several in-person and online feedback opportunities, the city released the final copy of the Community Engagement Policy in September of 2024. Now that you've had an opportunity to learn a little bit about how we got here, let's take a look at one of the most exciting features of the Community Engagement Policy. The city has implemented an adapted version of the International Association for Public Participation, or IAP2 for short, engagement framework, which outlines various approaches to engagement. The chart you see in front of you highlights the 5 spectrums of engagement, which are inform, consult, involve, collaborate, and own. Each level is defined and provides clarity on what our promise to the public is at each level. Let's take a moment to briefly go over each level. At the inform level, the goal is to share information that is clear, balanced, and appropriately transparent. This level of engagement is used to ensure the community has all the information they need to better understand a final decision or upcoming opportunities that the city is offering. An example of this level would be a department creating a social media campaign to update the community on a recent change, or sending mailed notices to community members in a specific neighborhood regarding upcoming construction on their street. At the consult level, the goal is to obtain community feedback to consider in the final decision-making process. An example of this level would be a department that creates a community survey or hosts a public comment town hall event. One thing I'd like to point out is at this level, we may not use involve to engage with the community at large, but the involved level could be really helpful when you're trying to engage with a specific set of community members or targeted stakeholders. At the collaborate level, the goal is to partner with the community throughout the full process and share decision-making power. An example of this level would be if a department established an advisory group filled with community members from various backgrounds to engage with regarding a potential policy change. And finally, at the own level of engagement, the goal is to place final decision-making power in the hands of the community. This is considered the highest level of engagement. An example of this level would be if the city dispersed a grant opportunity to a local community organization to design and implement a summer safety initiative in their neighborhood to reduce risky behaviors in teens. The engagement webpage was created to support city staff through the implementation of the engagement policy. If you click the Toolkit tab on the left-hand side of the page, we have provided numerous resources and templates to dive deeper into each level of engagement. If you're not sure which level of engagement to choose for your project, that's okay. We also developed an online questionnaire that will provide a recommendation for which spectrum level fits most appropriately with your project. While this resource serves as an initial guide, we encourage staff to consider a multi-layered approach that includes different levels of engagement throughout the decision-making process. The IAP2 Spectrum is a really great resource for city staff who may not know where to start in their engagement process. So I highly encourage you to check out the city's community engagement webpage today. If you find that you may need additional support, you can click the engagement request form found under the Toolkits tab, and an engagement specialist will be in touch. I hope that you have enjoyed this introductory training, and I cannot wait to continue sharing updates related to engagement tracking, training, and overall implementation here at the city. Don't forget to fill out the very short quiz at the end of this training so that you can get your credit. Bye!